Back in September of 2022, I was planning to make this my last video ever. It seemed fitting to round out this mediocre shell of content at an even 100 videos, and my reasons for quitting were, at the time, based on a long-standing ire and weariness that I had cultivated over the years of interacting with this platform. I thought I wanted to do the standard game review channel thing, but the problem is that the market nowadays is so oversaturated with people far more talented at explaining video games in a much more humorous or clarified way than I ever could. And even if the points I made were uniquely my own, the identity of the channel was just a worse version of Cinemassacre, doubly impacted by the fact that it's impossible for me to keep up with the larger channels financially. Newer games have to be reviewed on or around the day of release, as people are generally looking to find reasons why they should or should not purchase the game for themselves. And by the time around 2 weeks has passed, their minds have been made up and reviews of the game generally fall into obscurity, especially by the time that I've saved up the money to purchase said game and review it for myself. There is a way around this particular formula, but for the most part, what I was trying to do specifically was mirroring a model that was impossible for me to break into to begin with. That, and I'm not funny, nor am I a particularly great editor, so why bother listening to the same mantras that more recognizable personalities have already shared from somebody whose charisma score rivals that of dried out paint. I felt I was a little more successful in the way of movies and TV reviews, and I'm honestly pretty happy with how my Captain Marvel video holds up over 3 years after its initial release. However, there's still the caveat of how nothing I've reviewed that has done well has ever spoken positively of the source material, and as they say, misery loves company. So on one hand, I have an approach that is easily exhausted, and on the other, I have an approach that invites miserable people into my comments. Otherwise, the content was usually lukewarm at best, and that's because I wasn't putting everything into it. Eventually, this vicious cycle of videos not doing well because they were subpar videos, or videos doing well because they incited the terminally online, was pretty demotivating. And then came the problem with the most popular video on this channel, the first and only video that showed me a glimpse of the algorithm working in my favor. While I have a lot to thank this video for in terms of the connections that I have nowadays, I also have a lot to curse it for. For one, the video had solidly locked my channel into being a channel for League of Legends enthusiasts, which I am not. The reason why I don't want to make League of Legends content is because of how mind-numbing the game is to me. And heck, looking at my recent match history, most of it is filled with ARAMs, because at least that game mode doesn't have to worry about macro play while still being able to play the fun champions. And even then, ARAM doesn't really make for good content on the platform since it's not the professional way to play League. And for two, since that video has become my most popular, I'm worried that it's what scared a lot of people away from subscribing to my channel. I'm not sure how many people actually do this, but let's say that someone finds my content through a Legends of Runeterra video that I make, and they want to see what else is on the channel, so they sort by popular, and oh, look, it's a shit opinion from over 5 years ago. Now combine the mental exhaustion of the content I was making with being defined by one video on a game I don't enjoy making content on, with my approach to content that I did enjoy being made extremely unsustainable, and you can see the disaster that it cooks up. To add on to all of this, I felt extremely pressured by the introduction of TikTok and the undercurrent of Twitter and Instagram and the like, to feel like I had to be grinding out content all the time to appease multiple platforms. I understand the idea of social networking, but I have other stuff to do with my time, like attending college courses and going to my day job. And yet at the same time, the fact that I couldn't spend time working with those sites directly made me feel like I was falling severely behind, and thus we add another ingredient to the disaster soup. In short, my inability to come to grips with my mediocrity while misunderstanding how to properly curate or improve my content was a massive factor in believing that I had zero place on the platform. I should just give it up, quit at an even 100 videos, and never talk to anyone online ever again, because honestly, who am I to everyone else if I can't be a content creator? But then I realized there was a better option. Maybe I felt this way because I always felt like my videos were rushed, incoherent messes that didn't have the space to get the bigger picture. Maybe I held my channel in disdain because it truly didn't look like how I wanted it to. Maybe I needed to move on from my 15 minutes of fame and really work on the content I knew I could make. This was going to be my last video, but I've decided that this channel was in massive need of a facelift and a much more sensible approach to video making. For starters, you might have already noticed the change to the channel banner and icon. The old one, as classic as it was, didn't really look like me, so I commissioned an artist friend of mine to update it. Also included on my shoulder is the best boy Atlas. I've curated the channel banner to be a little more stylized, with the character at the end of the channel name being the Kai used in my full Mandarin Chinese name. This is ideally something I can work better into stinger transitions for Twitch scenes and editing commissions once I get around to working on those more in the near future. Then, the second big thing. I'm going to be working on making the most gargantuan video essays, the most high quality video essays that this channel has ever seen. Why bother reviewing one game when there's a whole series to discuss? Why stop at 10 minutes when 80 will do? For example, I've already begun working on a massive video essay encompassing all of the Danganronpa titles. At the moment, it's looking like it'll be close to around 2 hours worth of content of me rambling about the only video essay game series ever. I'm taking my time on this because I want every aspect of it to be well polished, so it'll probably be a while before it comes out fully, and that goes for every other video essay I have planned from here on out. In between all of that though, I will still be working on the Legends of Runeterra videos where I attempt to play a deck and make the narrated challenger, whatever the heck this genre is, because I genuinely enjoy making these videos. It's a nice bridge between playing a game that I love while not devolving totally into just gameplay commentary type videos. However, I will no longer be making games with friends type content. While it is enjoyable putting the videos together and the moments that my friend group and I share are genuinely hilarious, editing these videos is extremely tiring for me because of how samey they are. With video essay or narrative gameplay videos, it's generally always something new with the content, but with highlight videos, it's more subtitling and grabbing stock images or basic ass animations, and it's repetitive in my mind. Basically, I wanted to use this video to announce the channel rebrand and dedication to quality and topics that I'm interested in. Who cares if the content is outdated? I finally feel like I have a clear focus with my videos now, and I'm more than ready to start reveling in the quality instead of trying to be the edgy game reviewer that you've seen a billion times. I truly did want to quit, and that's what the countdown at the end of the videos leading up to this one was for. A countdown to the end of Sojourner Kai. But now with this new perspective, I hope you're just as excited as I am to see this much healthier version of the channel unfold. Or you've never heard of me or my content before, in which case, welcome on in. I'll be back tomorrow actually with a new video essay. And that's all I have to say, so thanks for watching, safe travels, and goodbye.